welcome back. If it's your first time here, I'm Derek Livingston, and I cover sports for my local D2 college, the Pitt State Gorillas. So, we just finished up football season, soccer season finished a little before that, and we are now getting into basketball. Along with basketball, we do have indoor track coming up this weekend, but back to basketball. We've had one doubleheader for men's and women, and then we had one for just women at home. So I've shot 3 games total at home so far, and then we won't have any more until January. So today's video is going to be going through the images that I've captured from those first 3 games. Now, before we jump into the images, I'm going to talk about the gear that I used. And first off, I used on my main camera, the Canon R6, I used the 70-200 f2.8. This has the battery grip on it that allows me to shoot multiple games without having to change batteries, which comes in very handy as I move around a lot and sometimes switch lenses a lot. So the camera's going off and on pretty often sometimes, which can kill the battery if I don't have the grip on. So I picked up one of the Velo battery grips and it comes in very handy. A few notes about it as well that I don't use very often. It does have the vertical shutter and you have all the buttons to make adjustments and stuff like that. But the school uses a lot of horizontal, so I don't shoot a lot of vertical, but for the battery life, it comes in very handy. So on my second body, for these 3 games, I had the 24-70, which is what I'm shooting this with. But you've seen it if you've been on the channel. If not, I have plenty of videos over it. It gives me a good lens to use to shoot under the basket. And for those first 3 games, it was over a holiday stretch, Thanksgiving weekend. So the cheer and the dance team weren't there. Typically at our home games, cheer lines one baseline and dance lines the other baseline. So there's not a lot of room on the baseline. So usually if I want to shoot under the basket, I have to be up against the padding to the goal, which puts me very, very close to being directly under the basket. So this game I was able to move around and kind of choose where I wanted to be on the baseline for the first couple games. And then I also was able to just move around more freely, not having to work around anybody, which was super, super nice. Now the 70-200 comes in very handy, even under the basket, getting any defensive stuff across the court, and then as they're coming across. And if I want to get any tight shots, 70 is pretty good for up to the free throw line or even closer if you want to get some tight shots. So for the most part, I shot a lot of the first game with the 24-70 under the basket, having the opportunity to kind of move around with that lens and get some nice wide angle stuff and even a little tighter stuff when they're under the basket at 70. And then the 70-200 comes in very handy when I want to get up higher. We got a few platforms that are up above the court, and then we have like kind of a staircase that goes to the higher deck, and so I could shoot there as well. And then we have student section bleachers on our opening baseline. So that gets me about 6 feet up and shooting in. So that's a nice angle as well to kind of fill the frame with the court and the player. And just get a different angle that I usually can't do when we're a little busier crowd-wise. So it was kind of nice to have a few games early in the season during a fall break and Thanksgiving break. Some other gear I'll be using this year, I'll probably bust out the 85 f2 to see about some nice shallow depth of field portraits I can get with that. I also have the 16mm, which I'm sure I will bust out for some pregame stuff. During the pregame, the lights go down low, and the girls usually do this huddle, which you saw in the photos with the red lights on them. 16 is going to be really nice to get up and close, but still get the whole team in there. The 24s, it's wide, but you kind of have to be careful of where you're shooting at. And sometimes I don't feel like it's wide enough. So I will bust out the 16 at some point, but that's it for basketball. I do have indoor track and field this Saturday, so look out for a video over that pretty soon. Also, be sure to check out, I think we're about 2 or 3 videos now. Check out my giveaway video I'm doing. Once I hit a certain milestone of subscribers, I'm gonna be giving away some money. So With that said, I appreciate if you would like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, suggestions, or anything you just want to see possibly come to the channel. And I will see you all next time.